Hello, good morning. Today is Thursday, November 2. Today's title, The Law and Sin. We often hear folks say that in the New Covenant, the law has been abolished, and then they proceed to quote the text that they believe prove the point. The logic behind that statement, however, isn't quite sound, nor is the theology. In A Modest Proposal and Other Satires, a few hundred years ago, Irish writer Jonathan Swift wrote, "But will any man say that the words drinking, cheating, lying, stealing were by an act of Parliament ejected out of the tongue and the dictionaries, we should all awake the next morning temperate, honest, and just, and lovers of truth? Is that a fair consequence?" Jonathan Swift, in the same way, if God's law has been abolished, then why are lying, murder, and stealing still sinful and wrong? If God's law has been changed, then the definition of sin must be changed also. Or if God's law was done away with, then sin should be done away with as well. And we know that's not true. In the New Testament, both the law and the gospel appear. The law shows that sin is, the gospel points to the remedy. The law shows what sin is, and the gospel points to the remedy for that sin, which is the death and resurrection of Jesus. If there is no law, there is no sin. And so, what are we saved from? Only in the context of the law and its continued validity does the gospel make sense. We often hear that the cross took the law, and that's rather ironic, because the cross shows that the law can't be abrogated or changed. If God didn't change the law before Christ died on the cross, why did he do it after? Why not just get rid of the law after humanity sinned and thus spare humanity the legal punishment and violation of that law which it brings? That way, Jesus never would have had to die. Jesus' death shows that the law could not be changed or abrogated. It should have been done before and not after the cross. Thus, nothing shows the continued validity of the law more than does the death of Jesus, a death that occurred precisely because the law couldn't be changed. If the law could have been changed to meet us in our fallen condition, wouldn't that have been a better solution to the problem than Jesus having to die? If there were no divine law against adultery, would the act cause any less pain and hurt than it does now to those who are victims of it? How does your answer help you to understand why God's law is still in effect? What has been your own experience with the consequences of violating God's law? As you continue to think about these questions, please also write them in the comment sections below. And as always, it is my pleasure in reading these lessons. Thank you for watching.